Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. This meeting of the West Hartford Human Rights Commission will be conducted as a virtual meeting. Members of the public may view the meeting on West Hartford Community Interactive, Comcast Channel 96, Frontier TV Channel 6999, YouTube, and the website West Hartford CTV, whctv.org. Members of the public may also provide comments on agenda items by calling at the scheduled date and time and using the following access code on June 2nd, 2021 at 7 p.m. The call number is 408-418-9388, access code 173498056, and I will put the phone number on the chat box if anyone would like to see it. This meeting will be conducted virtually based on the decision of Governor Ned Lamont that will all be meeting virtually due to COVID-19. Our mission statement, the West Hartford Human Rights Commission fosters mutual understanding and respect among people and encourage equality of treatment of all people, regardless of race, color, religious creed, sex, sexual orientation, civil union status, gender identity or expression, marital status, familial status, genetic information, age, economic status, lawful source of income, national origin or ancestry, veteran status, or present or past history of physical, mental, intellectual, or learning disability, including but not limited to blindness. Thanks so much, everyone, again for being here. And now we will take the attendance, please. If you hear your name, say yes. Don Ennis.
Yes.
Aurora Melita. Aurora.
She was here.
Okay, we'll come back to Aurora. Sarah Ruskin.
Yes.
Kristen Soul.
She's not here.
Okay. Brian Greenleaf. Eric Schoenberg.
Yes.
Okay. Theodore Mancini.
No, Brian Greenleaf has resigned.
I'm sorry?
Brian Greenleaf is no longer a commissioner. He's resigned.
Okay.
Here.
Theodore Mancini.
Here.
Sambora is here. One more time. Aurora Melita.
I'm here.
Okay. So we
have
have
a
a
new
quorum. I'm
No,
sorry.
we
what?
have a new member. We have a new member. So
Eric.
Eric Schoen has
Joanna?
replaced Brian Greenleaf.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have the most updated list today, so I apologize for that. Okay, so
Welcome, Eric.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, so welcome, Eric.
Oh, I was
Eric?
here last week. I
you're
replaced
second.
Rabbi. I forgot his name.
Rabbi Michael Pincus. Yes, you're our.
Oh, I
this is
thought
your
you were
second
replacing
meeting.
Brian. I thought you were replacing Brian. You're replacing Rabbi Pincus. Okay.
No, we have
all right.
two openings. Brian and Adrian's opening.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were done. We have two openings.
Yes. I just updated the list I have by deleting. So thank you. Welcome, Eric. We're happy to have you here, and I'm sure the commission and the town will benefit from your work and passion for human rights. So thank you so much for being here, and welcome our guests as well. So the second item of our agenda today is the approval of last meeting minutes. So the approval of May 5th, 2021 meeting minutes. Does anyone have a question, comment, edit, or anything on the minutes?
Excellent minutes.
I hear none. So do I have a motion to accept the minutes? Okay, I move the motion.
I don't think I can do anything since I wrote them.
I'll
Motion to
second.
accept the minutes.
Okay, and Sarah second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And Kristen's here now. Just so you see.
Hey,
Hey,
Kristen.
yes, Kristen is here as well. Okay. Any opposition? Based anonymously. Thank you so much. So the second item, the next item is a special guest. So we have here Joanna today. Thanks for being with us today, Joanna. Nice.
Thank you for having me.
We supposed to have at least one more guest today from Pride West Hartford, and hopefully Barry or his mate will make it to our meeting today. But until this happens, we would love to welcome Joanna and hear from her. John, do you want to introduce, or Sarah?
Yes.
Do you want to-
I believe Barry Walters, who's the founder of West Hartford Pride, indicated to me at the flag raising on the 1st that it would be an either or, that he would probably not be able to make it, but Joe has gladly stepped in, and we are very grateful. Joe is on the board. She is a, I think, 2-year member, Joe, and instrumental in getting the word out about West Hartford Pride and in our planning, which is well underway. Joanna, why don't you take it from here?
Sure. Well, thanks again for having me. And I do see a few members of the committee, including Dawn, who's been helpful in getting the word out. So thank you particularly to Dawn and to Sarah and everyone else for your support. So yes, my name is Johanna. I am a social worker in the North End of Hartford. In the other part of my life, the other hat that I wear, I work on community gun violence reduction initiatives. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, I'm super happy today because a bill that we wrote just passed the Senate today that would allow our certified violence prevention professionals to be reimbursed under Medicaid. It's a real statement about violence as a public health issue and is an incredible win for the frontline agencies fighting community violence on the ground. But anyway, so it's a double great night for me because I have that news to celebrate, and also I get to be here with you guys and tell you about West Hartford Pride. So as Dawn mentioned, this is my 2nd year on the project. Last year, this brainchild of Barry Walters started to come together, but due to COVID, we ended up moving most, if not all, of our events online. And they were relatively successful. We built a little bit of a following, but really it gave us a chance to sort of go to ground and begin planning for this year. We wanted to make sure that West Hartford Pride reflected West Hartford. And so our committee is made up of members of all different races, religions, ages, cultures, gender identities, and we want to see that reflected in our events as well. So yesterday we had a great event at Unity Green. Many of you folks were there, where we raised the pride flag over the town, and that was wonderful. And so our next event coming up is going to be on June 11th. We're working with the Gastro Park, and from 4 to 9 there will be entertainment and food trucks, and we would love to see you there. Bring the kids. I'm certainly going to bring my kid. You may see him as I'm talking to you running back and forth. That's Patrick. There is a queer speak out event that is similar to the Moth Radio Hour, if you've ever listened on NPR. It's first-person storytelling. These folks have been through a workshop to learn how to tell their stories. They're about 7 to 11 minutes long, and that's going to be hosted by Kyone Wolf of our own WNPR. And that'll be at the Unitarian Universalist Church here on Fern Street in mid-June. Another thing we're really excited about is the Children's Art Show, something that we had to put on hold last year because of COVID. So we're inviting kids of all ages to submit something that's meaningful to them, whether it's a painting, a drawing, a sculpture, and that event is sponsored by Jerry's Artorama. They're providing easels to all the kids, and those art pieces will be displayed in the Noah Webster Library from June 22nd to July 2nd. It's a 2-week period that anyone can go and take a look at those art pieces submitted by the kids, and we'll feature them on our social media as well. So all of this really leading up to the main event, June 26th, we're shutting down Isham Road, and we're going to have resources, vendors, we're going to have some drag queens and some music. and it's going to be a great afternoon from, I think, Dawn, correct me, 1 to 5.
I believe so. And
Yeah.
The West Hartford Human Rights Commission will be there with a table.
Wonderful. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So it's just another opportunity for West Hartford to come out and show the diversity of our amazing town. We have yoga studios and SAT prep course. What are they called? Tutors. We have all kinds of places in West Hartford who are showing up. They want to have tables. They want to meet the community, and we're happy to give them that platform and celebrate alongside the whole town. So I am happy to take any questions. We'd love for you guys to follow us on social media. It's the best way to find out about what's happening. There's a calendar of events there. If any of the stuff I've run through sounds interesting to you, you can check back there. And it's also on our website. If you Google westhartfordpride.org, you can find all of those events and all of those contacts there. There's opportunities to sponsor as well. And we're looking for volunteers for the 26th. So if you or anyone you know would like to help us out on that day, we'd love to have you.
And Joe, is it Pride Weha on Facebook, on social media?
I believe so. Yep.
Just to let people know.
Let me just make sure before I confirm it. But yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I just was like wondering for the rest of the commission, if we will be able to have those events like on our page and we can share them from there.
We would love that. Yeah, absolutely.
To spread the word, I think that would be.
Yeah, we'd be so happy if you wanted to share our events and to join with us. That'd be great. Absolutely.
I love that idea.
I have been sharing on Facebook. I haven't done anything on Twitter or Instagram, but we can talk about who wants to do that. But yes, we definitely should be sharing all these amazing events that they put so much time and effort into. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. And we do have a young volunteer who we love, who has agreed to help us with our Instagram page, because all of us old folks are having a little trouble. We like to stick with Facebook because that's comfortable for us. But soon our Instagram page will be live and animated and wonderful.
Beautiful.
Johanna, one thing that I thought of is because Celebrate West Hartford is not happening this year, there are a lot of vendors and tablers who have lost their normal spot to get their message out. Would it be possible, do you think, to get that list from the town of West Hartford, or find old resources about who actually showed up and tabled, and then reach out to them, and you might be able to take that spot this year, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, I think Sarah can speak to that because she.
Yeah, so I'm actually the person organizing the tables, and the only problem is we were given 16 spots, and we have 25 tablers already. But so when Barry and I did a walkthrough, we're trying to see where else, maybe at the top of the steps, we can put some. So as soon as I work out that, I just don't want to promise to people and then really not have a spot for them. So once we figure out the numbers, actually, I think, Eric, that's a great idea to reach out to Celebrate West Hartford. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, and you know what we could do also, Sarah? Maybe they could send a 15 or 30-second little video about who they are and what they do. Maybe we could feature it on our social media during the day if they can't physically be there to table.
That's a good idea.
Next question, how do we get more than 16 spots? Because obviously there's a problem. There's not enough spots for people who are interested. So how do we fix that problem, and who do we connect to about that?
Well, the town's been really helpful about all of that municipal logistical stuff. We're working with the town manager. We're working with the parking manager. It's just a matter of a busy Saturday afternoon and COVID precautions and planning and redirecting traffic. And so right now they've allotted us a certain amount of space and we're trying to work within it. But it may come down to asking them for another lot. Maybe the old REI lot can open up to us or something like that. But that's definitely something we're considering and keeping a channel open.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other issue is going to be we're providing tents, tables, and chairs to everybody, and we are paying for those. And so it might just be a question of maybe asking groups to provide their own, or we'll have to figure that out.
A great idea, though. I like Eric's idea.
Yeah. Also,
Normally, the people that come to Celebrate West Hartford, they pay for their own way. So if they had a minimum defray the costs and it was a net zero to them, that could help everybody out.
Also, we do have, as a commission, we have a table on that day. And we need some volunteers on that, right, Sarah?
We have them already. We have
We have
We
okay.
have them.
Okay.
And also,
Eric and Kristen.
Promote has our banner, so make sure that you get that from him if you're tabling, Kristen. Oh, is she with us?
She has some Wi-Fi issues. She's been coming in.
She has Wi-Fi issues.
Okay.
So I had a planned trip during that time, but the plan got canceled thanks COVID. So I will be happy to volunteer for the table. I know we have the two, but also I would like to add my name as an
Thank you.
alternative.
It's 4 hours, so I'm sure they could use a spell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The other
Exactly,
thing
overlaps.
I've updated our flyer, and so I'll send that around to everybody before that date and make sure everybody thinks it's okay, and then I'll make 100 copies or something that we can pass out on the day of the event.
I have a question for Johanna.
Yes.
It's Dawn Ennis, and I know I'm a part of the Pride Committee, so it's a little bit weird asking you a question, but I want to ask you because
What can I do for you today?
as Secretary of the Human
Yes,
Rights
darling.
Commission, would you give everyone an idea of why it's important that the Human Rights Commission support this Pride event and not just in June?
Oh, that's an excellent question, and I'd love to speak to that. I would just say that queer rights are human rights. I think it's so important that we have allies that can speak all languages. We have allies that can connect to people on all levels, and that we really partner with an agency or a committee like yours so that we can work together to make sure that everyone in West Hartford feels connected, feels free to be themselves, and not just in June, but all year round. They feel like they have an outlet or a person or a committee that is supportive of them. And it just sort of underscores and draws an undercurrent under what I hope is a supportive town vibe that comes, that when you come here to West Hartford, you can feel safe to be whoever you are and whoever your true self is. And that means connecting with the Human Rights Commission and with West Hartford Pride.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What exactly are queer rights, did you refer to them as?
I did. Yeah.
What exactly is that?
So I use that term, and everybody has a different way that they use that term. It means something different depending on what generation you're from. For me, it's an umbrella term that encompasses a lot of identities, whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, asexual. And for me, for a person to have queer rights, it means that they're not going to be discriminated against because of those identities, whether that's in housing, whether that's in treated differently by a police department, that there are safeguards in place to make sure that gender identity isn't a blockage or a roadblock to being treated like every other citizen.
So it means to basically be treated exactly like everybody else is treated.
Yeah. Or to not have that gender identity be the thing that keeps you from being treated fairly or that makes you be treated differently.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question to Johanna? I'm sorry to butcher your name.
That's
Joe.
okay.
She's just Joe.
She's just Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. Joe is perfectly fine.
Thank you so much, Joe. I'm sorry, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, just to say thank you all for listening and your thoughtful questions. I appreciate it very much. And I'm at the other end of a lot of those emails and links on our website. So if you want to let us know if you can be there on that day, if you have any questions leading up to the event, please don't hesitate to reach out through the website, through social media, or through my own personal Gmail account. Sarah and Dawn both have those and can share them with you.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you for the work you do. I would believe I speak on behalf of the commission when we say, as the statement of our commission, we stand and support all the work you do, and we believe in the importance of it. We're happy to cooperate with you guys in sharing and spreading the word as much as we could, because this is the purpose and the first word of the commission statement of equality and support everyone. So thank you so much. You are more than welcome to stick around and participate to the rest of our meeting. But also feel free. You don't have to stay if you have anything. So
I think I'm on borrowed time. My 10-year-old, I can hear him. It's shower and
Thank you for your
bedtime
time.
for us here.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Thanks for
you.
joining us. Appreciate it.
What, Sarah?
See you as always.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
So-
The next, I'm sorry, Sarah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, while we're making announcements about West Hartford events, maybe we can just mention Juneteenth, which is going to be on the 19th and 20th of June, that Adrian Billing-Smith, who used to be on the Human Rights Commission, is very involved in.
Yes. And also we have the information and details about this event on our Facebook page. So if you guys are interested, we're happy to share it with anyone. And just go to our Facebook page and you'll find all of the information about that as well.
And I have volunteered to host the table at the 19th and 20th ceremonies. So, or both days, I guess. So if anyone, Sarah, are you joining me? I can't remember.
I'm happy to.
Somebody is.
Thank you so much. Okay, so the next item on our agenda for today is the Town of Compassion calendar and awards update. I think Sarah will have update on that.
I don't. Actually, Aurora does. I just want to make sure on our agenda, too, is election of a new co-chair and treasurer.
Yes, that's on our agenda.
Okay, good.
So Aurora, do you have updates on that?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of information. I just we just got the ball kind of rolling. Just reestablished communication with the mayor's office, who's been wonderful to work with, and so again, we're just kind of reestablishing what the parameters for the awards are going to be, how they're going to unroll this year, and what our role is in the process. So when I have more information, I'd be happy to report back. But sometimes the hardest part is starting. So at least we got that box checked. But
Thank you so much. Or any question or discussion on that?
I just wanted to confirm. Last I heard at the last meeting that this was going to be a December item now, a December issue. Is that right? We don't know.
We didn't know.
It's still undetermined. I mean, from our conversations, that's what it sounded like. But haven't really got that far to know kind of what the design of it is going to be. And also the person that I spoke with, she needed to do some homework as well. So I think I'm just not working with a lot right now. But they are kind of reaching back out and getting refamiliar with what the original parameters were, and then we'd be happy to partner on it. Sarah, does that make sense? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that the police were involved because they hadn't ever been involved before, but I'll be interested to see where it goes. So
yeah,
the way
it could be, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The process that I see is that the town council will give us what their criteria are. We'll create a nomination form, we'll solicit nominations, we'll decide who we like, and then send our recommendations to the town. At least that was the method that was used before.
Okay. Yeah, so I expect something similar.
Okay.
Right.
And it was supposed to be at our human rights event on December 10th.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, should I reserve the town auditorium for just the date closest to December 10th? Do we want to do an in-person event this year? Because it's probably even late to be looking at making reservations, knowing how they are.
I think you should. I don't think there's any reservation going on, but I think it's better to do it now than later. And I think it's going to be open by December for in-person programs.
Yeah, I agree with Pramod on that. I think we should start doing the reservation now. Thank you so much. Okay. Back to the West Hartford Pride Month. This is the next item on our agenda. Don, do you want to add something to it, or we covered it during show?
Okay. We're all tapped out. We're good.
Perfect. Thank you. Now was Juneteenth Sarah, do you wanna? You already talked about Juneteenth, but do you wanna add something to it, or you cover? Okay, thank you. So the next item is the update on the construction sign. For those who didn't hear or to remember, so there was a complaint about a sign for construction work in West Hartford that states may not work, and some people complained about that. We did reach out to the town manager, thanks to Pramod as well. He played a key role in that, and we got an email back. So the town manager reached out to the public works department to get a clear picture of what's happening, and the response we got, which he shared with us, was while the town policy does not allow the use of may not work anymore, it's against the town policy, so we cannot use the sign in our work. However, the sign is still available for sale and people still using it. So the company who used the sign was not a town related department. So it's a private contractor who uses the sign, and as a town we don't have authority over them to do such a thing. However, we still, the Public Works Department still reached out to them and talked to them and just brought their attention to the issue, and they basically promised that like they will take care of these things from now on, and hopefully that one will not be an issue no longer for us. But as a town, as the Public Works Department, as a town manager on anything, we're not allowed to use the sign anymore. It's against our policy. So I wanted to update you on that.
If I could ask someone, do you mind if I jumped in on that? So I think the next step that needs to happen is whoever is in charge of procurement and contract signing with the town for these types of contracts gets told, when you sign a contract, you need to make that a clause of the contract. And that'll take care of it from the beginning, so we don't need to get into this again. And I'm sure that whoever's bidding for it isn't going to care that much, and will make the effort to make the change. And we won't be stuck here again.
It's actually a great idea. I'm happy to, with the help of Pramod, of course, to send an email with the same meaning to Matthew, our town manager, and bring it to his attention and report back to you.
Yeah. I like to prevent problems.
A proactive attorney, we love it.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you for your work on this, what you've done so far. Thank you.
You so much. And thank you, Eric, for the beautiful suggestion. Thanks. You know, this is the benefit of having a lawyer with us. That's great. Thank you so much. Any further discussion on that? Okay. So this, I'm sorry. Okay. So the second item is in-person meeting. So we were discussing we were thinking of the idea of bringing our meetings again in person. But before we bring the issue to discussion, we wanted to make sure we reach out to the town first and see if they are allowing in-person meetings or not before we start discussion with you guys. So the response we got, and again thanks to Pramod for his help on that. The response we got was like they recommended that we keep our June meeting in person, and by the end of June, beginning of July, we're able to actually have a meeting in person. However, because we still need to do a hybrid system of like we still need to have a virtual infrastructure in place. So there's not that many rooms in the town hall equipped to do such a thing. So we will need to be aware of like booking a room and making sure to adjust our schedule to be able to find a room that would be able to have the two, the hybrid in-person meeting and virtual tool as well. However, also at the same time, Pramod was offered or had an idea that we could actually be able to meet in the library. We could conduct our meeting in person in the library. So the question now is, will you guys be comfortable meeting in person? I'm not sure if we are all fully, I'm fully vaccinated. So I'm not sure. The question now is, will you guys be comfortable meeting in person And would that be okay to meet in the town hall or library, or would be flexible to see what, like, if we would need to adjust the date to meet, to find a place we would have the hybrid system, or just remain virtual for now?
So I have 3 thoughts. One is, I had mentioned to a few folks before, we've never met in the summer before. So we've always taken the summer. So I just want to put on the table that this is a change to have meetings in the summer. I'm not 100% opposed, but I'm hesitant to make that change. So I just want to have people make that as a thoughtful decision, that that's what we want to do. I also want to make sure that whatever room we're in that's hybrid has room in case guests show up.
Mhm.
So our meetings are always open to the public. So I just want to make sure that whatever
Okay,
room it is, if people suddenly decide to show up, that we had room for them.
so let's add a question before this, Sarah. Will you guys be willing to meet in the summer, or you would like to pause our summer meetings? Okay, who's in favor? So the proposal is this: should we stop? Should we meet again in September, or meet during July and August?
What
may I
was the
speak?
reason that
Sorry,
reason
Ted,
that
go
we
ahead.
didn't meet in the summer?
Say it again.
What's the reason that we don't meet in the summer?
We didn't in the past.
Uh-huh.
I think a combination of realizing that with vacations and schedules, our attendance might drop, and also just giving people a chance to refresh and rejuvenate and start over with a new year.
I mean,
I don't have strong feelings either way. I guess,
well, if you don't meet in the summer, it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, because when you come back in September, then you'll probably definitely be in person anyway. So that would get rid of that question.
Or if there's summer meetings, maybe you do 1 or 2 and do them virtual, so that makes it easier for scheduling. Other option.
If I could just jump in, I don't know if Jen Evans is actually listening to this, but I know she's part of it because it's West Hartford Interactive. But this week she told me that the town is no longer having West Hartford Community Interactive cover these starting in July. So if we do them, it'll be only on WebEx, not on West Hartford Community Interactive starting in July, next month.
So who's in favor in meeting in the summer?
September, I think.
I'm a big fan of September.
Okay,
September's fine with me.
We have 3 votes September.
Sarah, what do you say?
Sarah said September, Don September, and I'm sorry, Ted
said September. Yeah.
Ted also September. I will say September too. I'm teaching in the summer and it's gonna be hectic. So I think we have 4 to September. So
do we want to ask Aurora or Kristen or Eric if they have a reason?
I think Eric in favor of the summer, and I don't know Aurora.
I'm happy to go with what the commission says. So, summer, fall, whichever, it all works for me.
So I think September, the majority has September.
Yeah.
Okay, so September it is. Thank you so much.
and then in terms of in-person meetings, I mean, I still, even in September, I guess, do we want to ensure that anybody who comes to our meeting is vaccinated? Do we want, how do we want to handle that?
I just want to jump in, and I'm not going to tackle that one, but I am going to just mention that, Dawn, I think when you mentioned about the coverage, it looks like we just had a message in the chat that says, hello to us. Even though we won't be putting the meetings on TV, they will still be streaming on YouTube. So I just wanted to add it.
Thank you, Aurora.
Thank you, Aurora. So back to the question. I think so for vaccinated, I think if you are a commissioner and not vaccinated, I think you have to have a mask on all the time and respect the distance, 6 feet distance, I think. But if you are fully vaccinated, I think it would be more, you have more freedom there. For the public, I don't think if you are not fully vaccinated, I don't think it would be wise to bring them to the town hall. That's my take, of course. I don't know what other commissioners think.
I mean, my concern is treating people differently based on whether they're on the commission or not, in terms of can they attend with a mask if they're not.
Going in as secretary, wouldn't the rules of town hall apply, which are if you are not vaccinated, you must wear a mask and practice social distancing? Isn't that sufficient?
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm not sure we have to debate it. I think that it's either going to be something set forth by the state or by the town. So we either follow it, we choose to follow it, or we don't. But I think the parameters will be set in place.
Okay. So I will check with the town hall on the policy for that, and I will report back to you guys. Hopefully that will be during our meeting, or I will be before our September meeting, because just to make sure what are we going to do on September meeting. Is that okay with everyone?
Great.
The next item on the agenda is Facebook Live. So the idea of Facebook Live is basically it was an idea between me and Adrian, and we started collecting some information, some data about it, which basically it's gonna be using Facebook as a TV, not a TV show, but once a month or twice a month, we will conduct a Facebook Live to interview an organization, West Hartford-based organization that supports human rights, and the purpose of our commission, to highlight how our local West Hartfordians work on human rights and support human rights. Of course, I wanted to bring this in to like a public discussion to see what you guys think about it, because that also will have a time commitment component on it, which basically you will need once a month or twice a month, as much as we decide, for like a half an hour interview Facebook Live with an organization. We do have a list, thanks to Sarah Ruskin. She gave us a beautiful list of organizations in West Hartford that I think the list now, between the three of us, Adrian, Sarah, and myself, the list has almost 30 or more than 30 organizations in West Hartford that support human rights mission. So we will bake once a month or twice a month. That means at least you have 15 months worth of people you could interview to highlight their human rights work in West Hartford. So the question now is, what do you think of the idea? And the purpose, of course, of the idea is we would like to help West Hartford residents to know that the Human Rights Commission is here and we're doing human rights, and kind of publicize our work as a commission, and also a way of the people to know of our existence and invite them, share our information with them as well, and ask them to join our meetings and bring issues to our intentions as it happens before. So it was a way of connecting more with our community members and the action in our community. So what do you think of the idea, and who will be happy or wanted to participate in such a thing?
Oh, sign me up. I think this is an excellent idea. I love it. And also, I think that if we were to start it over the summer when we weren't having meetings, it would be a way of showing that, you know, we are still involved in the community, and it's something for people who don't get out and do, you know, beach things. So I'm 100% on board. I'd love to interview someone or connect with people or help in some way.
Beautiful. Okay.
Ted, go ahead.
I think it's an excellent idea.
Can you send that list of the suggested participants to the committee?
Yes, I will. Yes, it's a Google. So I will share the Google Docs with all the commission. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's an excellent idea, and I just wanted to add that Assam, that I think It helps highlight us, but it also allows us to shine a spotlight on the groups that are doing great work here and connect people in East Hartford to the groups on the ground doing the work. So we're kind of a town commission. We're not actually doing anything. And so it's great for us to use that platform as a way to highlight groups that are doing things. So I think it's great. I love it.
I love that, Sarah. That's great.
It's beautiful. Any further discussion? Okay, awesome. Don, I will, after the meeting, I will share the list with you guys, with everyone on the commission, and also Don, I'll organize a meeting with the two of us just to put like an actual plan on the idea.
Sure. And I'm more than happy. I don't want to hog the spotlight. So it's because I do interviewing for a living, I'm happy to either help someone else do an interview or to step out of the light altogether and pass the microphone to someone else. I'm in whatever works.
Thank you so much. We'll talk. The next item on the agenda today is officers, the election of new officers. So as you guys know, my co-chair Adrian is no longer with us, and the position of the co-chair is empty. And I just don't like having so much power on the commission. Which, as you know, we're super powerful commission. So I really don't like having this power to myself. I would like, of course, to ask if there anyone would like to step in for the position. I myself would love to nominate our great friend Don Ennis for the position.
I second that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I third it?
Actually, you need to vote on it. So we have a nomination from me and second from Sarah. So who's in favor?
Well, should we ask if there are any other nominations first?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Is there any other?
You already have a quorum. We don't need it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
The lawyer comes in handy again.
Yes.
Done.
So who's in favor?
Aye.
Who's opposed? Sustain. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Congratulations, my co-chair, Don. I'm so excited. Thank you.
I have a speech. Hang on. No, just kidding.
That's like a lot of math problems.
you have a lot of responsibility, I tell you that. Okay, since now Don is leaving the position of the secretary, so we need to find a secretary position. And since I also enjoy the power of the co-chair, I would love to nominate my dear friend Aurora Melita for the position.
Second.
Is there any other nominations?
Including self-nominations. I just want to
Yeah,
say,
including self-nomination for sure, including self-nomination.
and the secretary is a great position for a new person because it really helps you get to know everything because you have to write it down. So I was secretary when I first came on, and I found it really useful just in finding my way around.
How to spell pramod. You'll learn that.
So and we like I don't know, Don gives us a beautifully spread notes. It's just beautiful. So or she used to. So we have a nomination for Aurora and we have a second from Sarah. Who's in favor?
Aye.
Okay, who's opposed?
You're not voting for yourself, Aurora?
You're not voting for yourself, Aurora?
Now you have a quorum. Now you win.
Aye.
Okay. Congratulations, Aurora. I'm so excited. And I good luck with everything. Looking forward to your notes.
I'll work it
And
as hard as I make it look.
and treasurer should be empty now, right? You said
That's
Brian
true.
resigned?
That's also open.
We need a
Yes.
treasurer. Yep.
I nominate myself.
I second the nomination.
Okay, so we have a guys. Let's do the spiel of everything. Let me enjoy the power of.
We're doing the speed version of this, the Evelyn Wood version.
Yes. So we have the position of the treasurer empty. And I nominate Eric for that position.
I still
I
second.
accept.
We both second.
No speeches, Eric. No speeches.
No speech.
Any other nominations for the treasurer? Okay, so we have nomination from me and second from Don. Who's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Don, I don't have your support.
Aye. I'm
Okay,
writing.
come on. Thank you.
I'm writing. Eric,
I suppose
you think this is math, though? I'm a little worried.
Any opposition? Any sustain? Beautiful. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you.
Eric.
We'll have hopefully the two of us and Don, the three of us will meet soon to talk about our great budget. Thank you so much. Okay, so there are I think we covered the June month, and we have future topics. We have discussion on reparations. Sarah, you emailed us today on reparations. You would like to share it with us?
So I had brought this up last time, and again, my recommendation is not that we make any kind of a decision, but rather that we recommend to the town council that they form a committee or a commission or whatever to just look at what it might look like in West Hartford to just sort of start the conversation. And at the last meeting, folks had asked me if I could come up with examples. And so I apologize, I didn't have time to really do any deep research, but just a quick scan, I grabbed a couple for you. So Evanston, obviously, a couple of towns in North Carolina, Durham and Asheville. And they're all very different. So they're very, very different approaches to the question, which is why I think it's really important that someone in West Hartford take the time to really look at what makes sense in West Hartford. So that's it. That's all the update I have. I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't do more than that.
Well, I did try to give you a little assist, as I promised I would. I'm sorry I didn't do it until I saw your email. But there is a bill before the State House. It's proposed by a Democrat from New London. There is a professor who has spoken a couple times about this, whose links are in an email I sent. And also, there's an excellent article by 538 that I found very balanced, which presents both sides and arguments against reparations and why Evanston isn't a really perfect example. But the point being, something must be done according to most observers, and it may not be a perfect solution, but it would be my recommendation that we take up the issue to consider a recommendation to the town, because that is what human rights is all about.
Yeah, so Evanston has been, there's a lot of criticism of the way that Evanston handled it. So I certainly wouldn't hold that up necessarily as the model. And I would also just argue that even if there's movement on the state level and on the national level, that I think there's a gain to be had in West Hartford looking in the mirror a little bit.
I'm curious as to how this really works into our stated objectives on human rights when you're burdening others to the benefit of a class of people just based on their race. Aren't we supposed to be colorblind, race blind, treat everybody the same, not look for special treatment of any one individual or class? Isn't that what human rights is all about? Because once we start crossing that line, doesn't human rights turn into special rights?
So I would argue strenuously that our goal is not to be colorblind. I think that would be a big mistake. And I think the idea behind reparations, and again, you raise an important point, but I think the idea is to look at how do we level a playing field that's been not level. So if everybody else is at a disadvantage and some people are at an advantage, how do we try to make it more equal? I think that's what the reparations movement is
Wouldn't
about.
you just make it equal? How is giving someone benefits and retilting the field the other way, how is that human rights? How is that treating everybody equally? I mean, you
But
can't
that's
say that you want equality and you want to be treated the same, but then say you want to be treated differently. I mean, should we start talking about giving special treatment to people who are white because of the soldiers that died in the Civil War to fight to end slavery? Should we start having that conversation?
So I think you'd be hard pressed to compare soldiers who fought in the Civil War to people who were enslaved. I just think that that's probably not a fair comparison. But and again, I think the point is that the playing field looks like this, and the idea is to just bring the low end up a little bit in order to reach equality.
Yeah, but when you do this, you're not doing this. What you're doing is this.
Ted,
You're
I'm
putting the
just going
burden
to
on
jump
these
in.
people.
Aurora here. I think the short answer is no. And I think that what you're speaking to is equality versus equity. And what you are not mentioning is that some people start off life at a higher level playing field than others. So we're not talking about giving more so that others have more at the afterwards. What we're talking about is level the playing field, right? Because we don't all start off equal. We're trying to get to equality. That's the objective.
Well, how do people start off life differently? Are you talking about the poorest of the poor in the United States, the ones that live up in the Appalachian Mountains? Are you talking about the whites that live up there? Or what is it that you're talking about?
So I think this is a long conversation, and maybe we can schedule a time if we want to discuss this among ourselves. But I think that you know, living with systemic racism and being the descendant of someone who is enslaved is really different from being a poor person in Appalachia. And I'm not saying that there aren't issues that we should be helping them with, but we're in West Hartford, and I think that, you know, I'm a neuroscientist, and one of the things that I read all the time in the research is the effects of racial trauma that has lasting effects on health, on mental health, on all kinds of, you know, life expectancy, on birth rates, on things that are really like physiological, not just to mention, you know, jobs, where they can live, homes. So I think there are so many ways in which it's not hard to see that there are racial inequities that we could work towards leveling out.
But what I'm saying is we're a human rights commission. It is not in our purview. It is not written as to what we're supposed to stand for, that we're supposed to give benefits to one individual or one class of people over another. We're all supposed to be treated equally. You can use
Ted,
any
I think
argument
that
you want to bring down, but our purview is to treat all human beings equally.
Ted, I think
Or I misunderstand it, and the Human Rights Commission does not stand for equal treatment of everyone. I mean, maybe that's my misunderstanding, because I thought we were supposed to treat everybody equally, and if we're not, then we should change this mission statement.
so. Ted, I think one of the things which Sarah was trying to explain to you, excuse me, which Aurora was trying to explain, is the difference between equal and equality. So there's a great meme on Facebook. You might have seen it. There's a 5-foot kid, a 4-foot kid, and a 3-foot kid trying to look over a fence, trying to watch the baseball game. Equal treatment is giving them each a 1-foot step stool, which gets the 5-foot kid far over the fence, the 4-foot kid just over the fence, and the 3-foot kid can't see. Equality is giving them step stools in reverse order so they can all see over the fence. And I think that is what the goal of this is.
Which does not follow our mission statement.
No, but also,
I'm trying to say. I mean, I read
yes.
everything you.
I'm sorry, Ted. There's also something we really need to think about when we talk about treating everyone equal, and also at the same time helping the specific like someone who is really facing a specific challenge or different challenges than other people. So ignoring the historical challenges that facing as an underrepresented part of the community under the title of equality, or I'm sorry, of treating everyone equal, this is not justice and that's not fair. So talking about helping underrepresented parts of the community to be able to catch up and to be on the same equal level of everyone else. This is the core of the social justice and the justice that this commission stands for. For someone, it could seem like you're not treating me and not giving me the same privileges as you're giving someone else's. But when you look to the challenges that that specific person is getting, that is having, that means it's just equal and it's justice to be able to give this person the tools to be able to face those challenges and overcome those challenges. And that's what we're doing in our commission. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about preparation. It's not breaking, like the example you said, breaking someone, another specific race of the community. It's just making sure that challenges that keeping the other race of the community down, those challenges are faced, and that the community has the set of tools that will be able to help them overcome those challenges. And denying the existence of those challenges to this part of the community goes 100% against what the commission stands for. So but I'm sure we all acknowledge those challenges that facing those communities. So once we acknowledge those challenges, it will look very fair and equal to us, the work we are talking about here. This is what I think.
So I just want to make the point that our mission statement doesn't say we treat everyone equally, right? It says we encourage equality of treatment. So for an analogy, if somebody needs a wheelchair to get around, we would give them a wheelchair. We wouldn't say, that's not fair. You didn't give the person who can walk a wheelchair. That's not equality. Equality would be either everyone gets a wheelchair or no one gets a wheelchair, right? But instead, we look at what individual people need in order to reach the same level of mobility. And we give each person what they need in order to reach a level of mobility. What we're talking about here is giving everybody what they need in order to reach the same level of living freely in West Hartford.
Well, yes, the same level of what? What's the same level? The same level to reach what? I mean, you talk about reparations, you're talking about further burdening the taxpayer of West Hartford, again, to give benefits, in this instance, financial benefits to individuals based on color. Has nothing to do with being associated with slavery, has nothing to do with being descendants of slavery, has nothing to do with any of that. You're talking specifically about giving financial benefits to somebody based on color, while at the same time burdening others for that financial benefit that you're giving to someone based solely on their color.
You've missed
exactly
the point.
What you're saying. Huh?
You've missed exactly what we've said to you several times now, which is that the people that you say are being burdened are the people that are already at the front of the line.
Yeah, but
all we're doing is saying.
What I'm saying is you are burdening others.
We're not. I'm saying we're leveling the playing field.
You're not. You're not.
I don't accept that we're burdening them.
For the benefit of somebody based solely on their color. That's exactly what you're doing. You can frame it any way you'd like, but the practice is you're burdening others to benefit individuals because of the color of their skin. That's exactly what you're doing. Nothing else.
Sarah, I think your prior suggestion of arranging another time to go into a full, more discussion with Ted is probably the appropriate one. And I think we should put a pin in this for right now so we can continue on with our important business.
Yes, I agree with you. I hope that's okay with you, Sarah and Ted.
Can I make one other suggestion, though? That at the next meeting, can I make one other suggestion, which is that
sure.
At the next meeting, when we have time to talk about it more, we don't have to come to a decision amongst ourselves. My recommendation was only that we ask the town to investigate it. And if that commission that the town appoints agrees with Ted, then that's it. We don't have to decide anything. I'm only saying that we recommend that people spend a year thinking about it, talking about it. I don't want us to do all that work. That would take a year of meeting every week. I want someone else to do the thoughtful work, and then we accept whatever they come up with.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I hope you will will continue bringing the topic. Hopefully, when we have enough time to discuss this whole thing. Once you're done with your more research on the issue, thank you so much. And I hope, like I'm sure, always Hartford understands how much our society put challenges to a lot of community members, and we together as a community will be able to fix those problems. So the next 1, 2, 3 items on the agenda are basically trying to do meetings with other boards and commissions around West Hartford Affordable Housing Committee, and other also the discussion about the SROs in the schools, the security safety officer personnel on the schools as well. So Sarah or Don, do you guys have any update on those meetings yet?
I have none.
No, I didn't realize I was supposed to do anything, so I can reach out.
That's my bad. Okay, I can reach out to them, and I will reach out to those boards, and I will get back to you. I will report back on your next meeting.
And I'm happy to help you with that if you wish.
Thank you so much, Don.
Just to throw a concept out there without offering a follow-through, a way to make it happen, was I think we know someone who is now on the Police Commission Review Board, which is obviously all the rage in the town. So why don't we be the first commission to meet with that commission?
Great idea.
Yeah, that was definitely one of our ideas, but also Barry, who used to be chair of this commission, is on the Housing Commission. And so I think both of those would be great places to start.
That's right. So Don and I will meet, discuss those things, and hopefully we'll report back to you once we have new updates.
Yes, and thank you, Eric. I do want to acknowledge that we did mention, I don't know when, maybe last meeting, that was tops on our list. So thank you again for reminding us. We definitely need to make that happen. Thank you, Isam.
Sure. Next item is the Skin Deep, Aurora.
So I don't have the information yet. Sorry, I think I shared that I'm in the process of moving right now, so I'm a little bit behind. But I will certainly put some information together and email it out to the whole commission for review. And I'll make sure to do that before our meeting next month. So maybe it can be a part of the agenda if that works for everybody.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aurora. So the next item on the agenda is there anything you guys would like to discuss tonight?
Ted, any news on the coaches?
The Connecticut CHRO, they found that they had a valid complaint, and I think that the coaches now need to sit down in some type of arbitration with the league, and they're going from there. But the long and short of it is the CHRO found that there was a legitimate complaint there.
Do they have representation?
Huh?
Do they have representation?
Actually, no. The coaches did everything on their own, and from what help that I was giving them too, and the league actually had their own attorney, and I read through her paperwork also.
I'd be happy to help. I've done these cases before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll let them know that. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Any other thing you'd like to? Any other topic? Awesome. So our next meeting is going to be September 1st. I know we have a placeholder in our calendar. I think I need to update this for new members.
Oh, Isam, I just remembered.
Sure.
Last meeting we said we were going to get everybody's bio to me by a certain date, and I'm still missing almost everybody's. I got Aurora's, I got Kristen's.
I'm sorry. We just had a kid.
I know. I'm sorry, Eric. You got to focus on that. And
Thank you. May 21st, my daughter was born, so I'm sorry.
What's your daughter's name?
Avery Brook.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
I would have
Thank you.
suggested Ted, but okay.
Yeah, my bio is half written, and I've tried 6 times to finish it.
Congratulations, though. That's most
Congratulations.
Thank you
important.
so much.
I'll tell you what, if everybody thinks they can get it to me by June 15th, how's that? How's that for a deadline? We'll wrap up the summer on June 15th.
And I got added to the email list today, so I think I have your email now.
Yeah, right. Excellent.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Please, guys, don't forget to share your bios with Don. Thank you. Okay, so next meeting, September 1st. I will keep you posted if it's going to be in person or we need to keep it virtually or the location of it. So thank you so much. I think the only thing left now is to end the meeting. So anything before we end the meeting? Do we have motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, Don and Eric, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you so much, everybody. I'm sure I see you all around West Hartford every time, all the time, but till I see you officially next time on September 1st. Have a great summer and have a great night as well. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good summer.